Hey everybody, it's Stephanie Brewer coming at you with a Math in a Minute lesson. Today we're going to high school. We're going to do an algebra lesson. We're going to start off with algebra tiles. Not everyone has used them, so I'm going to do a really quick overview. If you look at the little yellow square, it is a 1 by 1, and the area of that then would be 1. We call that little yellow square a 1. If you look at the green rod, it is 1 by x, and 1 times x for the area will be x. So the green rod will represent x. The blue square is an x by x square. Notice that length is also x, and x times x will give us, you got it, x squared. So those are our pieces we're going to be working with, a 1, an x, and an x squared. Here's our problem, or our task. Solve the equation x squared plus 4x equal 12 by completing the square. Now, we're going to do this visually and concrete, so we are only going to do the positive roots or the concrete model. We are not going to do the negative values in this particular example. So let's look at what we have. On the right side, we have 12. So we put 12 1 cubes or 1 squares. What did this one represent? Again, it's x squared. And how many x's? 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we have our equation set up. Now, we're going to look at this again. Let's put the 12 back. And I'll put the x squared back. But this time, I want to make a square, because that's what completing the square is all about. Well, I'm going to rearrange the x's. I'm going to put 1 on top, 1 on bottom, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Well, that's not exactly a square. It's kind of missing the corners, right? Well, remember that if it's an equation, whatever I do to one side, I do to the other, because that maintains the balance. So I'm going to add a little yellow square in that corner, but at the same time, I'm going to add one on the right side. I'm going to do it again and again and again. Now, I've still maintained balance, so everything's still the same. Well, if you look at that, what I have done is added 4 little yellow cubes to both sides. And if we clean up that right side, it's x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 16. This is exactly what you would do if you had done it just algebraically. So let's move on to the next. And we're going to start with where we ended on the last one, x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 16. Now, I'd like to know, what is the length there? We said that's x. That's 1, and that's 1. So what's that entire length? Well, yes, that'd be x plus 2. This length is what? 4. So if I were since this is a square, it is an x plus 2 by x plus 2, and the right side's a 4 by 4. And another way to say that in math is that's an x plus 2 square equal 4 squared. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so now let's think about it. What is the length of that side? What if I just want to look at not the whole square, but just one side? What's the length of the side? Well, it's x plus 2, and the other side is 4. That's what happens when you're taking the square root. You're finding just the side length. Now, mind you, I picked a nice example that comes out nice. And if we solve that, we get x equal 2. Can you see that if we put 2 back in for x, it would be 2 plus 1, which is 4, which would make it equivalent. Again, I'm leaving out the negative root for now. This has been Math in a Minute or Two, coming at you from Kids First Education. For more Math in a Minute videos, visit our website at www.kidsfirst.llc.